Hey, Superior Shave fans and other humans, we know you guys are watching. Dun, 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 dun. It's the 5th of March, 2024. Well, that Badger and Blade intentionally convex caudicle thread certainly got plenty of action. Thank you for that, because you helped me sell more of the cauticles that are shaped convex. Can't sell them flat. I would like to sell them to you flat, because then I don't have to do any labor, but they only sell if they're convex. Oh well, who figured, right? Anyway, over the course of the weekend, got quite a few emails from people about these cauticles and the thread and convex honing and all that, and I wanted to read a really good one. Hello, convex honing cult leader Jared. That was a joke. I hope not in poor taste. Yes, I got the joke. Thank you very much. That was funny. I am interested in a Belgian cauticle on your shop, this one to be exact. I was wondering if this works as a finishing stone. I wanted to buy this smaller one, see if I like them, and then in the future get a bigger one if I do end up liking them. I'm used to small stones like Japanese copas. Another question I have is that I hone my razors mostly on flat surfaces. I was wondering if I could still finish my razor with a convex Belgian even if I did all of my previous work with the flat hone. I still haven't joined the cult, but I am thinking about it. Okay, so let's address the questions. Is this a finishing stone? Well, this is shaped like 6.5 foot this way and 25 foot this way. The elliptical concavity that I created is stuck with those two diameters. One diameter axis of your stone is 6.5 foot, the other is 25 foot. It doesn't matter if you make it 25 foot this way, then it'll be 6.5 foot across, or 6.5 foot the long way and it'll be 25 foot across. In this case, I wanted to sell this as a bevel thinning stone, so you use the 6.5 foot basis to thin the razor, and then you switch to something that's longer, like 25 feet, to get to the front of the bevel, and then you could finish on a pasted strop or a flat hard fine finisher of your choice. So in order to use this as a finishing stone, no, I would say you can't use it as a finishing stone. I intended when sold that this would be used this way. You could hone like this, and then what you're doing is you're putting your 6.5 foot axis into the back of the bevel that you already created, or you buy an old eBay razor and you establish a concave bevel, or you cut in a concavity on an existing bevel. You can do that by moving up and down the stone this way, or you could just hold the stone in hand and you could go like this, or as long as the long axis of the stone and the axis on the razor remains the same. You can flip it around end to end. You can go like this. You can go like this. It's all the same thing. To the razor, 6.5 foot wheel is being ground into the razor. Now, to refine on this one with 25 foot, it has to face this way relative to the spine and the edge, and it's only an inch wide, which means if you put it like this, you could try to go like that, but you don't have enough room. So you really can't use it as a finisher that way. You could try doing like this. And that might work to refine the bevel that you've already created. Be mindful that at that point you have a 6.5 foot diameter going across your grinding stone. So you're going to want to lean like this when you're going toward the heel, and lean like that when you're going toward the toe. But it could be done. If I was on a deserted island, I could do it. But it was really sold as a one shape stone. I will go on to the office now and try to find some little rocks that are more of an appropriate shape that they can be flipped around both ways, and shape those so that I could sell them, and you can try this stone in hand crap. The other question I have is since I hone already on flat, can I use these as a finisher? Well, that relates entirely to diameter. A straight razor, being a special knife, has a very thin and flexible edge, and according to the old sacred text from the 1840s, the final 1/10 of a millimeter worth of razor, if your wheel touches that part of the razor behind the apex and before it gets to 1/10 of a millimeter thick, you will bend the remainder of the razor, that 1/10 of a millimeter and less area, all the way to the apex. That will bend to meet your imaginary wheel. So your principal point of contact between the spine and the edge has to be just behind the tip of the razor, but not so far behind it that it's thicker than 1/10 of a millimeter, which is a really small area of the razor. You've only got 0.2 of a millimeter of area where you're shooting at on the razor. I have found it varies depending on the razor, but the diameter of that would be somewhere 25 foot at the low end, 33 feet at the long end. So between 8 and 10 meters approximately, is the diameter effectively that will touch the razor in that way. So you could have already set up everything on flat, and when you go to finish it, even though in your head you're thinking that you wouldn't be touching the apex, it's not true with a straight razor because the straight razor is a movable object. It's not like honing an axe or a really stiff Japanese knife that doesn't intend to flex. The razor intends to flex at the tip where it's only about 16 degrees. So if it's properly tempered and ground hollow and all of that, it will flex to meet the shape of the finishing stone. This wouldn't work good on a soft water stone. It would work good on a hard water stone, which they tend to be expensive. It works fantastic on an Arkansas stone, unbelievably good. And most cauticles, depends on how slurrying they are, but a lot of cauticles it does work well on. So yeah, that's it. Hey, thanks for watching, and keep those questions coming. I'm going to go shape some more stones, and let's buy some more stones and drive those people crazy. Da, 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 da.